The McDonnell Douglas KC-10 Extender is an American tanker and cargo aircraft operated by the United States Air Force, USAF. A military version of the three-engine DC-10 airliner, the KC-10 was developed from the Advanced Tanker Cargo Aircraft program. It incorporates military-specific equipment for its primary roles of aerial refueling and transport. It was developed to supplement the KC-135 Stratotanker following experiences in Southeast Asia and the Middle East. The KC-10 was the second McDonnell Douglas transport aircraft to be selected by the Air Force following the C-9. A total of 60 KC-10S were produced for the USAF. The Royal Netherlands Air Force operated two similar tankers designated KDC-10 that were converted from DC-10S. The KC-10 plays a key role in the mobilization of US military assets, taking part in overseas operations far from home. These aircraft performed airlift and aerial refueling during the 1986 bombing of Libya, Operation El Dorado Canyon, the 1990-91 Gulf War with Iraq, Operations Desert Shield and Desert Storm, the NATO bombing of Yugoslavia, Operation Allied Force, War in Afghanistan, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Iraq War, Operations Iraqi Freedom and New Dawn. The KC-10 Extender was born of an impressive pedigree. It was based on the McDonnell Douglas DC-10, a larger and more robust airframe than then KC-135. It also offered some unique aerodynamic characteristics that made it an ideal candidate upon which to base an aerial refueling aircraft. Aerial refueling is accomplished by having the aircraft in need of fuel fly behind the aircraft doing the fueling. In this position, turbulent wake from the lead aircraft can have disastrous consequences for the aft aircraft, including loss of control that may result in a collision or crash. During initial testing at Edwards Air Force Base in 1972, personnel evaluating the DC-10 found that it had a remarkably stable wake. With that concern out of the way, work began on developing a new aircraft. Working from a particular variant of the DC-10, the DC-1030CF, McDonnell Douglas engineers removed the airliner traits and replaced them with features that would meet its new military mission. These included an improved cargo handling system, advanced military-grade avionics, the removal of most windows on the body of the aircraft, and a much wider cargo door. However, the core systems and airframe retain roughly 88% commonality with the commercial counterpart. This serves an important need: ensuring that the DC-10 can make use of commercial support systems worldwide. Furthermore, this gives the KC-10 Extender operational flexibility and reduces the logistics needed to ensure good maintenance. Of course, that mission is refueling US and allied aircraft. The major changes in the KC-10 design were made to support that end. The fuel storage tanks were installed underneath the main deck of the aircraft, where the baggage compartments would have been in the commercial model. In order to transfer fuel from the KC-10 to another aircraft, engineers developed and installed the McDonnell Douglas Advanced Aerial Refueling Boom, AARB. Installed at the rear of the aircraft in line with the centerline, the AARB is operated via a control panel located in the rear of the plane, making for safer and more accurate operation. The refueling boom is also equipped with a hose and drogue system. This allows the KC-10 Extender to refuel nearly all US and allied fixed-wing aircraft without altering the configuration or using an adapter. The KC-10 Extender first flew in July 1980. In October 1980, the first aerial refuel sortie was performed. The design for the KC-10 involved modifications from the DC-1030CF design. Unnecessary airline features were replaced by an improved cargo handling system and military avionics. The KC-10 retained an 88% commonality with its commercial counterparts, giving it greater access to the worldwide commercial support system. Other changes from the DC-1030CF include the removal of most windows and lower cargo doors. Early aircraft featured a distinctive light grey, white and blue paint scheme, and a grey-green camouflage scheme was used on later tankers. The paint scheme was switched to a medium grey colour by the late 1990s. The most notable changes were the addition of the McDonnell Douglas Advanced Aerial Refueling Boom and additional fuel tanks located in the baggage compartments below the main deck. The extra tanks increased the KC-10's fuel capacity to 356,000 pounds, 161,478 kilograms, nearly doubling the KC-135's capacity. The KC-10 has both a centerline refueling boom unique in that it sports a control surface system at its aft end that differs from the V-tail design used on previous tankers and a drogue and hose system on the starboard side of the rear fuselage. The KC-10 boom operator is seated in the rear of the aircraft with a wide window for monitoring refueling rather than prone as in the KC-135. The operator controls refueling operations through a digital fly-by-wire system. The refueling boom can deliver fuel to a receiver at the maximum rate of 1,100 gallons, 4,180 litres, per minute, while the centerline drogue system has a maximum fuel of load rate of 470 gallons, 1,786 litres per minute. Unlike the KC-135, the KC-10's hose and drogue system allows refueling of Navy, Marine Corps and most Allied aircraft all in one mission. The final 20 KC-10S produced included wing-mounted pods for added refueling locations. The KC-10 can carry a complement of 75 personnel with 146,000 pounds, 66,225 kilograms of cargo or 170,000 pounds, 77,110 kilograms in an all-cargo configuration. With that, it can transport those weights for an unrefueled range of 4,400 miles, 7,040 kilometers. The KC-10 has a side cargo door for loading and unloading cargo. Handling equipment is required to raise and lower loads to the cargo opening. It can carry cargo and serve as a tanker on overseas missions.